again. I'm Renee, and today we're going to explore tools that help us challenge those beliefs that we can either predict thoughts or outcomes, especially when they make us feel small or stuck. Now, remember, we learned on Monday that these kind of thoughts erode our confidence and they might make us feel anxious. So, when you are feeling that way, those are good clues that you might be having these kinds of thoughts. And sometimes we check into how we're feeling, but it's also helpful to say, what was I just thinking? So, we want to attach the thought to the feelings that we're having so we can get more understanding. So, there are a few tools that we're going to look at today. The first tool is to ask for evidence. So, this is in true CBT style. We want to make sure we have evidence for our thoughts instead of just assuming our thoughts are true. So, we may ask ourselves, what proof do I actually have? Or is there another explanation for what I'm thinking or assuming? So, an example might be, he didn't respond to my text. If we're mind reading, we might say, oh, he's probably annoyed with me. But we could reframe it and look at evidence, and then we may come up with, he could be busy, overwhelmed, or distracted. I won't assume anything until I know more. Okay, tool number 2 is the wait and see journal. So we record anxious predictions and then we revisit it like a week later. So, did it actually happen? So, did our prediction actually happen? And how accurate was our, what we think is our psychic brain? Over time, this practice helps us build data against fortune telling. Tool number 3 is to ask instead of assume. So this can be really hard. I often try to encourage my clients to be brave and do little experiments. So we stay in our assumptions, we feel bad, we assume things are going to happen. But if we can, it's best to check in and get some facts. So we can practice what we call relational courage by actually checking in with the person we're making assumptions about. So we may say something like, I noticed you seem quiet. Is everything okay? Or, I made up a story in my head that you were upset with me. Can you help me understand if that's true? Or can we talk about that? So, this reduces anxiety and strengthens our connection with those relationships where we may be feeling anxious or unsure and find ourselves making predictions or assuming worst case scenario when we are mind reading. Okay, tool number 4 is the possibility pivot. That's a mouthful. So we might ask ourselves what else might be true. So we can create 3 alternative, neutral, or positive explanations. So an example is our original thought might be they didn't compliment my work, so they must not like it. Alternatives are, the first one might be they're focused on their own deadlines. The second is they trust my work so they don't feel the need to comment. Or the third is they just forgot to mention it and got busy with something else. So, what Henry Winkler says is assumptions are the termites of relationships. I think that's true. So, coming up, we are going to tackle a tricky one next week, should statements. These sneaky rules hold ourselves accountable to being weighed down and making ourselves feel guilty or responsible. So, it is something that really can get in our way. I see people shoulding on themselves a lot. So we are going to look at that one next week. So join me for Mental Health Monday, where we have a quick little video to talk about what should statements look like. And then next Thursday, we will again unpack some strategies to help you overcome that pattern of should thinking. Until then, have a great few days, and I will see you on Monday. You got this. Bye for now.